You look so wonderful in your dress. I love your hair like that. The way it falls on the side of your neck, down your shoulders and back. We are surrounded by all of these lies and people who talk too much. You got the kind of look in your eyes as if no one knows anything but us. Should this be the last thing I see? I want you to know it's enough for me. 'Cause all that you are is all that I'll ever need.
My phone.
So in love,
My backside.
so in
Under
love,
the table.
so in
Forgot
love,
about that. Sorry. No, I
so
forgot.
in love. You look so
I
beautiful
put my
in
phone in
this
the bag.
light.
What else?
Your silhouette over
No, I'm
me.
asking about it.
The way it brings out the blue in your eyes is the Tenerife Sea. And all of the voices surrounding us here, they just fade out when you take a breath. Just say the word and I will disappear into the wilderness. Should this be the last thing I see? I want you to know it's enough for me. 'Cause all that you are is all that I'll ever need. So in love, so in love, so in love, so in love. Darling, love me over me. Love me, darling, love me over me.
Everyone, thank you for coming. You know, I was so honored when Ashley and Stephen asked me to do this because it would give me the chance to finally make up for all the mean things that I had done to Ashley as a kid. Namely, launching Ashley off the back of a snowmobile, leaving her in a snowbank. I also stole multiple times from your piggy bank. Sorry. I also tricked her into eating dog food. I told her it was a cookie. It wasn't. And then I fed her a large spoonful of the hottest chili pepper known to mankind. Ashley was messed up for a while after that. Regardless, friends and family, it is a great honor to be here with you today to celebrate the marriage of Stephen and Ashley. You have watched them grow up. You've been there as trusted friends, and you are among those who they consider to be closest to their hearts. Today, they've chosen this beautiful place as a symbol of their love. I would like to extend their warmest thanks for being here to support them and celebrate with them. It's not every day that we take time to reflect on marriage and the significance of this commitment. But today we have this opportunity. So I'd like to invite you to take part in this special moment for Ashley and Stephen as we express our unwavering support for them and their commitment as a team for life. Sometimes you just know. The story of Stephen and Ashley begins in a high school calculus class. Sparks started to fly, and rumor has it that it wasn't long before they were discussing much more than routine calculus problems. As their love for each other blossomed and flourished, they would soon encounter their first obstacle. They left their teacher with no choice because they had to be separated. But even on distant ends of the room, they would not be deterred. No. Now they would exchange glances, just waiting for that moment when class would be dismissed so that they could reunite and discuss their plans. Ashley, being the creative person that she is, would practice her signature over and over again, Ashley Johansson, until it reached perfection. And the phrase, forever, someday, would become a message that foreshadowed their presence here with us today. Indeed, those were the words that Stephen and Ashley chose some 10 years ago, based on a leap of faith, because even at a young age, they knew something profound. They knew that they fit, and that they belong together forever, someday. Well, over those last 10 years, I've seen the harmony that Stephen and Ashley bring to each other. They embrace not only their similarities, but also their differences to raise each other up and enrich each other's lives. I remember when I first met Stephen, I didn't know much about him, but I could tell that there was something truly unique about him. With distance and time separating our family, it wouldn't be until several years later that I would really understand what defines Stephen for who he is. During what would be difficult times for Ashley, his steady presence, listening ear, and kind, patient demeanor were unshakable. He was a rock. Even as she had gone off to school, he was there in her corner, helping her through what would be hard times. And his presence as her trusted friend were more than I could have ever asked for as her brother. Stephen, you looked after her. I'll be forever grateful for that. I'm so glad now that Stephen has become part of our family and a brother to me. Ashley, it seems like yesterday that you and I were building tree forts and jumping off the dock in the backyard. Ashley was always thinking about other people, and she cared so much about those who were around her. Not only did she care about people, she cared about all living things, and she always has. She wanted to make the world a better place, a virtue and a calling that is not for the faint of heart. And I remember when she told me that she had found it, the path for which her heart was destined for so long. And it was perfect. Through teaching, Ashley would do what always came naturally to her, which is to inspire other people and help them to dig deep and find and bring out the best in themselves. Because Ashley sees the best in other people. She finds potential where other people are unable to see it. Ashley, as your brother, I am so incredibly proud of you for who you are. You forged the path that makes a difference, and the world is better because of you. Stephen, Ashley, you have so much to give. And at its core, that is what marriage is about. Giving to each other actively, and doing so each and every day is what will separate an incredible marriage from one that is ordinary. An amazing marriage is one that is centered on accomplishing a mission or a shared vision. Today represents the start of an epic adventure, a journey toward that shared vision, and the formation of something new that is stronger than the sum of its parts. Like any living thing, your marriage will thrive when it is nourished. The more you give to your relationship, the stronger you each will become. Your marriage will thrive and flourish as you each draw on the unique strengths that you bring to your mission. Stephen and Ashley, today you are a team for life. You will build each other up, giving each other hope when there is doubt, and clarity when life seems opaque. You will encourage each other and give each other comfort when there are trials. You will challenge each other to never settle for less than your best, and not for less than 30 burpees in a set. Along your path, there will be mountains, rivers, and valleys and fields. And you will inspire each other to keep moving forward, reminding each other that this life is your adventure, that every ray of sunshine in this race is precious, that together, the steeper the ascent, the more beautiful the horizon will be at the top. Today, you are a team for life, and you will be stronger than you once were as two, now as one. And now, without further ado, dearly beloved and honored guests, we are gathered here today to join Stephen and Ashley in the union of marriage. This contract is to be entered with a deep realization of its obligations and responsibilities. And so for that, the bride and the groom have each prepared vows that they would like to now read.
Stephen, I've never met someone with a heart like yours. You don't go around showing it off or asking to be celebrated. You are humble and you do the right thing always simply because it's the right thing to do. I remember the first time I saw you. I was passing you a paper in math senior year and you sat behind me. You smiled at me and I felt a kind of warmth that is so rare. I knew I had to know you. Especially when I was younger, I fell out of place just about everywhere. But whenever you smiled at me, I knew I was exactly where I was supposed to be. I vowed myself so long ago that if I ever had another chance with you, I would take it and make sure it lasted forever. I remember practicing writing Ashley Johansson over and over again in my notebook senior year. Here we are nearly 10 years later, and in a few minutes I will be Ashley Johansson. I told you I loved you 2 weeks after meeting you, knowing very little about you, but I knew it and I've meant it ever since. Our path may be incredibly crooked, but our story is so perfect, and I wouldn't change it for the world. You're my very best friend, and for as long as I've known you, you've always been my family. You're my home in human form. The feeling I get every day when you come home is like that feeling of driving home for hours and hours and finally seeing city lights. I love our simple moments together. They've become the most beautiful memories. I love our life together in our home with our little family and four-legged children, soaking up all the time we possibly can, adventuring outdoors together. I love how you tolerate and laugh at all my annoying habits, and my boundless energy. With you, I can be all of me. I promise to reciprocate that sentiment. I promise to love all of you. Your quirks, when you're sick, when you're down, when you aren't feeling like your best self. I promise not only to be there, but to always try to lift you back up as you've always done for me. I promise to always make time for evening walks and Sal's Pizza. I promise to try to cook more meat for you, even though it grosses me out. I promise to try to remember to feed the dogs, lock my car, and break down boxes so you don't always have to remind me to do it. I promise to keep annoying you about buckling your seatbelt for as long as we live and beyond it if I can figure out how. I promise to work on actually making contact with golf balls so someday we can play together. Most of all, I promise that my heart and my body are entirely yours for as long as we live. My husband, my family, the father of our future children, my partner, and my best friend.
Same. So I knew that I wouldn't be able to cover all that because I knew you already would. So, on top of all the same stuff. Most of it you covered as well. But from the day we first met in AP Calc, I knew that this day would come. After you broke through my shyness, and we couldn't stop talking to the point the teacher had to separate us. Even through our ups and downs, I always knew in my head that you'd be the one I would spend my life with. There's no one else I can imagine having our beautiful house and our amazing dogs with. Today is the first day of the rest of our lives, and I can't wait to see what the future brings us. And of course, I'll always let you pick the saltiest Chipotle chips.
Those were beautiful. So now, do we have the rings? We have the rings on one side? Okay, great. It's my first gig. Okay. So, Ashley, can you please place the ring on Stephen's finger? Ashley, do you take this man, Stephen, to be your husband? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and support him, forsaking all others, holding only unto him forevermore? Now, Stephen, would you please place the ring on Ashley's finger? Stephen, do you take this woman, Ashley, to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, cherish, and protect her, forsaking all others, holding only unto her forevermore? Then now, by the power vested in me by the state of New York, it is my honor and delight to declare you husband and wife. You may now kiss. So to the audience, I'd like to remind you that the couple should not be able to escape without bubbles. I heard that there are bubbles out there. So now it is with such great joy, Stephen and Ashley, that I send you out into the world to spread the beautiful light that you share with those around you. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased to present to you the newlyweds, Mr. and Mrs. Stephen and Ashley Johansson.
Just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. Now all my dreams are coming true. Yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. It's good to